Hi guys, it's Aria. Welcome to 7 Minutes in Heaven, your weekly show featuring me. And my guest today is Natassia Dreams. And I'm very excited because, again, I haven't seen her in real life, I don't think in a very long time. I've now officially harassed her to come and join this live. So I think she might hate me a little bit, but it's going to be fine. We're going to roll with it. So I'm going to go get her.
Hi.
Do you hate me? Question number one.
Well, you just give me a little bit of a lot of anxiety.
Yeah, I mean, I have that effect on people. It's part of my charm, let's say.
I'm
I'll
like,
send you a gift.
okay,
It's
okay,
fine. I'll send
okay,
you
okay, okay.
a gift. Okay. So thank you so much for doing this with me. It's been so hard for us to be able to get this done because your schedule is so crazy.
I don't even have time for
Yeah,
myself nowadays.
I
It's so
know.
crazy.
But your skin is glowing, so there's that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, gorgeous. Okay, so I don't know if you've ever seen a 7 Minutes in Heaven before.
I did it before with Azza.
Oh, perfect. Okay, so rapid fire questions, just whatever comes to mind, like updated answers.
Got it.
They're targeted for quarantine still, just because like we're not fully out of this, but
Okay,
whatever. Okay, so what's
gotcha.
one positive thing that's happened to you since quarantine?
One positive thing that happened to me in quarantine is I got to be able to connect with myself spiritually. I had
Yeah,
really bad mental breakdown in the middle of the quarantine, which left me like really empty. So
yeah,
it helped me take the time and get perspective and just realize to put myself first and my mental
yeah,
health first and don't sacrifice myself or my time or how I feel about anything. It also helped me be like, very vocal about the way I feel and, honest with myself more than anything.
yeah. That's so important. Like saying no and drawing boundaries. You should probably draw a boundary with me where you should tell me to fuck off.
No, no, you're sweet.
What's your ultimate romantic fantasy?
I guess like I want to like meet I guess like have a partner or meet someone and just have him tell me to like, let's go somewhere on an exotic destination. Just be like, hey, be ready at this time,
Yeah.
bring a bikini and, warm clothes. I want to be surprised to where we're going to go.
Oh, so all options.
Yes, I want to just have him I take control and, I just want to go along for the ride and I want to go to like an exotic destination and, like by the water and like sunset and outdoors and just like basic but elegant but basic.
Wait, I want to join this date. That sounds amazing.
Yes.
That sounds like a dream.
Goals. It's
Um,
goals.
what's been your most useful purchase in quarantine?
Probably um toys. Because I got some like prostate toys and like a lot of
Yeah,
things. So I've been discovering a lot of my body, my sexuality lately. So
yeah.
I think
I've heard that
that's my
prostate
best.
toys are amazing.
I recently rediscovered them and like now I'm like, why am I ever sleeping with anybody now? I can do
Exactly.
this myself. Yeah.
I totally feel you on that. No need for anyone.
No.
Um, what piece of current media would you currently recommend to our followers?
Current media. Is that like movie or
Yeah, like
article?
anything really that you would
I
recommend.
I just was liking I don't know, I just like to keep reading like magazines like Wired magazine and like New
Yeah,
York magazine because they have like geeky articles that tell you about like the heat, climate protection and crazy geeky things like
yeah,
that. So I
yeah.
love that kind of stuff.
Yeah, me too. I love the New Yorker because it's also got like such a wide variety of different topics that there's always
Yes.
there. Yeah, I totally agree with you.
Like Vanity Fair too, like those kind of
Yeah.
magazines. Because it's like
Do
you
you know,
never
out of
would.
everyone I've interviewed, you're the first person to recommend like a hard copy, like magazine,
Yeah, I
you
still
know?
get them. Yeah.
I love that. That's wonderful. Like, God bless you for that. What's the perfect amount of time to have sex?
I think a good amount of time is probably like 30 to like 45 minutes. Like I want blood flowing, I want sweat, like I
Yeah.
want like, I want to build up to a climax. So I don't want
Yeah.
like 2 seconds or 5 minutes. Like it takes me a while because I have to
Yeah.
like, get there and
Yeah.
mentally and physically. So I need,
Totally.
yeah, like at least 20 to 45 minutes.
Okay. That's totally respectable.
Yeah.
What did you want to be as a kid?
I wanted to be a social worker, to be honest. Like I
Oh,
always
love
wanted to help people. Yeah, I always wanted to give back, and I was, I I got along with like teachers and stuff like that. So I always wanted to do something like that, something that
yeah.
people admire, and they give back,
Yeah.
and they make a mark on people. That's always what I wanted to do.
Do you think you'll ever go back to doing that or attempting to do that?
I mean, with my activism, I feel like I'm kind of doing that.
Yeah,
I feel
you
like
are for the trans
that's
community.
yeah, I feel like that is my place and I finally found it. So that makes me feel cool and confident that I
Yeah.
am fulfilling that dream.
Yes, you are. Wonderfully. What's the weirdest sex tip you've ever heard?
Weirdest sex tip I ever heard. Um, I guess it was like one of my post-op friends, and she was like, that she walks around with like this like syringe with like lubrication, and like she has to like put it in before she like has sex, and you have to like it's like you excuse yourself to the bathroom and like put it and like then go back because I guess they're like doing it stealth and stuff. So that was kind of like
Right.
weird to me. I was like, wow, that's interesting.
Yeah. Seems like a lot of work. But you got to do what you got to do to make it
You
work.
gotta do what you gotta do, yeah. And I was like,
Exactly.
okay, that's weird. Like she's like, yeah, I always carry the syringes in my bag, and I'm like, what if you're in the middle of the store and your like bag drops and that all falls out in the middle?
I know. Like Carrie Bradshaw with the
Right? You're like,
condoms.
what's
Yeah, it's a total
yes?
Sex and the City move. Yeah.
You're like, what is that?
Yeah. You're just like, just my heroin, nothing else.
Right? Just some syringes with lube, just the
Uh,
usual.
what's something about you that people would be shocked to know?
Um, a lot of people are surprised that I'm like, like I'm really like nerdy and I'm really intelligent. Like I speak four different foreign languages. Like,
What language?
I speak Spanish, Italian, Catalan, and I'm learning French and Portuguese right now at the same
Oh
time.
my God.
So
Wow.
like a lot of people wouldn't know that about me. People don't even know that I speak Spanish fluently and Italian fluently.
Yeah.
So I like to have those little hidden gems, and also like I trained really heavily in mixed martial arts for years, and people don't really know that about me. They just think I'm like, oh my God, like this weak girl, like oh help me, like no. I
Yeah.
mean I know how to
Damsel.
protect myself, yeah, and
Yeah.
I know how to play that role, but I also know how to
Yeah.
protect myself.
That would be so cool if you were just like hanging out and just pretending to be like whatever, and then all of a sudden you just like whip out some Jackie Chan
Yeah,
moves
you're
and
like.
just, yeah, I
I've
love
had to
it.
do that at a club before, actually.
And did you like kick some serious ass?
Yeah, and then I played Damsel in Distress afterwards. Like when security came, I'm like, oh my God, he hit me. But I had really like kicked the shit out of him.
Oh my God, I
He
love
like,
it. I love it. I love it. That's incredible.
yeah.
Um, if you could wake up tomorrow morning next to anyone in the world, who would it be?
Wow, that's a good question. If I wake up in the morning, anybody, who would I wake up to? Mm, good question. Wow. I don't know. Probably someone crazy like a crazy artist. So I could just like pick their brain and like live a life with them who maybe like a Salvador Dali or like, a Picasso or something. Just like wake up to
Yeah.
one of those great next to Warhol and like like it's brain our best create. Like, what were you thinking while you're creating these masterpieces?
I fully agree with you, but are you a little worried that they're so crazy that they might like kill you in their like passionate explanation? You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally. But then you can also become their muse too, and then they do a
True.
work of art on you, and
You're
you
right.
know what I mean? So,
I always think of the death option, but yes, you're totally right. The muse option is like way more likely.
yes.
Um, okay, how do you cheer yourself up when you're down?
I like working out. For me,
Mm,
working out is really good. Like, if ever I'm like feeling bad or anything, I'll just go and like get my endorphins running. I like that release that you get of the adrenaline from when your heart it does that extra beat. I'm like addicted to it. So like
yeah,
I'll do that. I'll do music a lot. Music has helped me through a lot of my down times. Meditation as well. Like I love to just like try to meditate and like radiate as much high vibrations as I can. So if my vibrations are low, I'll try to like meditate and positive thinking and manifestation to bring my vibrations up.
yeah. That's I think the best way to do it. Um, if you could have any question or mystery in the universe answered, what would it be?
I want to know personally, and this is something I've been fantasizing a lot about, and I think I'm going to end the rest of my life studying this. I want to know where we came from and how we were created, and I want to know an answer. Like, I don't want a hypothesis, I don't want a theory, I want to know. So if I
Okay,
can
but
have an answer
what
for,
do you think? Like at this far in your studies, what do you think? What's your hypothesis?
I feel like, yeah, we evolved from, something, but where did that one thing come from? Like, this is the question, what
So
came
do you
first? You know how
believe
the
in the Big Bang situation?
I don't know. I'm like on both sides. Like I feel like there was something and we morphed from something, but where did that one thing come from, and how was it put here, and how did
Yes.
it take into who we are now?
So I've done like a little bit of reading about that. The lowest common denominator that I've gotten to is that we're from the ocean, right? Like we started off
Right. Mm-hmm.
as sea creatures and then
Right.
evolved.
Right.
So I have to assume at a molecular level, it's got to be something to do with like H2O and another, something that sort of
Uh,
combined. I don't know. I mean, like, listen to me talking about that in a like
I
universe
was
thing.
like,
But
yeah.
that's just like I too am very interested in that. So I've done like a lot of
Good.
reading on it as well. But
Yeah, it's so curious to me. Like if I can have that, I would give any amount of money in the world to like have that answer. And then I'll be like,
yeah,
wow, okay,
yeah,
like I can die a happy woman.
yeah, totally. I feel like fully, yeah. Okay, well that was it. Thank you so, so, so much for doing this with me. I'm sorry I'm such a pain in the ass.
No, it's okay. I'm so sorry you've been through what you've been through. And now I know we had our times that I had to like, but I'm so sorry because my schedule is really
Don't
crazy.
worry
But
about
I'm
it.
glad we got
This
a
lady,
chance to do this. I'm so sorry,
yeah,
and I'm glad we're here. Thank you for
yes,
having me.
of course. Have a good rest of your day.
Okay, you too. Bye.
Bye.